We're going to get started here in just a second. Does anyone need anything before we get started? Have any questions?
I got a quick question, Chanel.
Go ahead, babe.
How do I need to change the CDA, but it's locked. It's not letting me go in and change it. How do I change it? Something on it. Because I already approved it, but it's incorrect. I put some on there wrong.
All right. Just text me and I'll unlock it for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay, guys, we're going to get started this morning. Our conversation is about prospecting versus lead generating. How many people know the difference? Or guess, just guess. Like, what do you think the difference between prospecting and lead generating is?
you. Lead generating is when you actually calling or doing some type of action to try to get new business, like
Okay.
door knocking or cold calling.
And what do you think prospecting is?
I don't know. I don't know. I know,
Uh,
but I don't
I
know.
I think prospect is like recruiting new client, and lead generator is um following up with the clients that you already have in your spirit influence.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
No, I mean, there is a specific thing that we want to pay attention to in the between the two. But the biggest difference between lead generating and prospecting is going after a targeted audience. So it's going after a specific customer that I'm going to attract and turn them into a client. And a lot of these efforts are manual. So let's say that I want to attract teachers, or I want to attract the people in the technology field or the oil and gas field, or I want to attract business professionals. So I am prospecting a certain a client, a particular audience that I want to talk to, and those are manual efforts that I'm using. Now, with lead generating, I am just trying to attract clients, period, right? So and the reason why we want to know the difference is because we can apply these principles to any business that we have, right? So if I'm gonna use you as an example, Tania. Tania does insurance too. So on the insurance side, if she wanted to attract renters to increase her rental policy uh, portfolio, then she would prospect um, renters. If she wanted to enlarge her policy numbers and enlarge her commission, then she would go after homeowners, or she would go after life insurance policies. So she's going to prospect people, a particular audience who is looking for that product. Now, the every day she's going to lead generate, which means she's going to go out and do a process to attract clients, period. That is lead generating. So we do both, but we have to do both. And some of us believe that, or some of us are just practicing lead generating and we're not speaking to a particular audience. So we're not prospecting as well. And it's easier to get a particular audience into business with you than it would be just to cast your net wide and attract clients. But should we be doing both?
Yes.
Yes.
And so I wanted you guys to really know the difference between the two, because they both should be part of our business. So now I want you to ask yourself this question: what lead generating activities am I doing, and what prospecting activities that I'm doing? Because without both, it's going to be hard for me to reach the goal that I'm looking for. They both have important activities that you have to do, but having a clear understanding that one is bringing clients in, the other one is filling my pipeline, should definitely help you know the difference. So, give me some examples of how I can fill my pipeline. That's prospecting. That's the person that I'm looking for. What should I do to attract those clients?
Go to
Uh,
those people's
go
networking events.
yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Job fairs.
Very good.
Go to donut shop. organizations. Um,
So organizations, yes. Donor shops, no. So donor shops, yes. I'm lead generating, but if I was prospecting, I'm going to go to organizations that have to do with that particular audience that I'm speaking to, right? So prospecting is really heavy on the marketing side. Because I'm looking for a particular client. When we put out a piece of marketing, we're asking a particular client to interact with us. This
So
also
you
helps.
have ads
Go,
targeted to
uh
those
huh.
types of people.
Right. So when let's say, like, Patience told us yesterday, she did an ad. And when you do an ad, it has to ask a specific question, which is called a
Call to
call of
action.
action, right? So if you are in foreclosure and you need assistance in keeping your home, fill out this form below, right? So who am I targeting?
People that are in
People in
foreclosure.
distress.
Very good. People are in distress, people are in default, right? So what's going to end up happening is those are the people who are going to say, yes, let me fill this form out. Now imagine you just saying, hey, I'm in real estate. What did I ask a person to do?
Nothing. You just told them what you do.
What if I made a post on social media, which is part of marketing, and I say, which bathroom do you like? You like the one over here or the one over there? What did I ask them to do?
Which bathrooms they like. You didn't ask them to do nothing as far as like services.
So with that type of post, and I see it very often, what is that? Is that lead generating or is that
Lead
prospecting?
generation. I
Very
mean,
good. That's lead generation. That's just I just want to attract clients as a whole. I just want to let people know that I can help you get this bathroom. I deal with bathrooms. I deal with houses. But if I really want a person who wants to upgrade their home and buy a townhome, then I'm going to look for those type of clients. Does that make sense? So what are some lead generating activities that uh, you guys are doing or you think that are lead generating activities?
Circle prospecting.
Very good. Circle prospecting. I am calling people on the phone. I'm cold calling. That will be a lead generating activity. Trying to get people to do business with me, whether they want to buy, sell, rent, or invest. I'm attracting clients versus just trying to um, get landlords, right? So the activity of prospecting is lead generating. The particular client I'm going after, I'm going to use my prospecting activities to get them. Now, tell me, what are you doing to lead generate every day? Because you hear that as real estate agents, right? We need to be lead generating, but shouldn't we be prospecting too?
yes.
I do both.
So what's your target audience?
Mine are teachers, educators.
Right. Right. And so how's that working for you, Shell?
It's working pretty good. And then
So
I'm just now realizing the rental route. Like a lot of people that contact me to lease.
uh-huh.
That's been very beneficial for me. Like the past 2 weeks.
So in you've been in real estate since November, right? Of 2021?
Uh, 2022. Um,
20,
September,
20,
September, October 2022. I'm going on a year. I'll be a
going on a
year October.
so and that means you've been in business like 8 months, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How many sales have you closed?
Um, Janelle, what? 3, 4, 5. What's 5? I don't even have my paper in front of me. Echo, Grimes, Washington. 5,
So you've closed 5 deals. How
mm-hmm.
many of those are in education?
2,
How many of those are referrals?
One.
And how many of those were leases that you turned into buyers?
None. Not none. My leases they closed this month. I have three. I have three closing on the 29th. I'm trying to reschedule that because I like to be at my closings. So I have three closing on the 29th. The three, two of them are leases, are the ones that I converted to buyers.
So what's your target audience? So apparently you're doing more prospecting than you're doing lead generating. And by the way, congratulations. So that would be 8 deals in 8 months.
Thank you.
So that's one a month.
Yes, ma'am.
But you set out in the beginning for a particular client. I work in education, so I'm going to help people in education and I'm going to prospect for this client. Now, on a side note, you reschedule your closings because you like to be at them.
Uh, yes, ma'am. I thought I thought that was like something that you supposed to do. Is that not true? Because if not, then I have one that want to close early, but I didn't. I
Yeah.
was like, no, because I'm not gonna be in town. But if that's not like a requirement or something,
No,
I
it's
mean, I
not a
don't know.
requirement. You let your clients close so they can close. If they want to close early, let them close early. If you can't make it,
Hmm.
then you can have the title person take a picture. It's all dependent. You can still post a picture with your client. You still can get them their gift. If they want to close, let them close. And I don't know if anybody has taught y'all this little trick, but if you close a deal after the fifth of the month, your client actually gets an extra month of no payment. Does that make sense? So let's imagine you're going to close these on the 29th. Your client's payment is going to be due in September. If you closed it on August the 6th, their payment is going to be due in October.
Stop it! I didn't know that. Can you
Oh, it
repeat that,
automatic
please?
skip a month.
Yes. So if you close it after the 5th, it's going to be due. If you would have, if, and don't, I mean, you don't encourage people to do that, but you just let them know, like, if you wait to the 6th, sometimes people cannot wait. But if they would have waited to after the 5th of the month, tell them to ask their lender, then their payment will be due in October versus in September. Because technically they're closing in July because they're closing on the 29th. So their payment's going to be due in September. If they waited to August the 5th, which is 6 more days, or six, which is 6 more days, then they would close in their first payment will be due in October.
So after the fifth, they actually get 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Great
Mm-hmm.
information.
Yep. I always ask their lender because they could wait and just say, hey, you know what? If they want their payment due in October, if they close on the 6th, would that still make them, would that put them out? Would they owe more money with this? Because it's only interest that they're paying for that day, but it's a lot less than the payment that they're going to make. So that's a little trick that I learned long, 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 long time ago. So I don't close. I don't encourage my clients to close at the end of the month. If we're already at the end of the month, we might as well go over 6 more days. Just a trick. But you always ask your lender. Just say, hey, you know what? If we wait till August 5th, that would change their payment. They're gonna put it in the system. They're like, oh yeah. A lot of the reason I'm telling you to tell your lender instead of ask them is because a lot of these lenders are new, just as well as some of you guys are new. And so they don't always know all of the little tricks. So just tell them, say, hey, put it in the system. See what happens if they close on August the 6th. When would their payment be due? And I guarantee you it'll be due in October. So I want you guys, who else is prospecting? What are we doing to get our business going? Some of y'all got to be doing some type of activities, right? Are we meeting our
Door
goals?
knocking, door
Door
knocking,
knocking.
lead generating.
So, how many of us are still door knocking? Like that is a true activity that we're doing. Do you actually door knock, Tania?
Yes, ma'am.
So, when you're door knocking, what's your are you circle prospecting when you're door knocking, or are you passing out information in your form area? Like, what door knocking activities are you doing?
I'm looking for sellers.
Okay, how many listings do you have right now?
I don't have none at the present moment. But I do follow up. Sometime when I ride through certain streets, I stop. Just especially the ones that real talkative. I stopped and I knock on their door. Just that I'm in the neighborhood. I would just come and check on and see how you was doing.
So a lot of people have a fear of knocking on the door. Like that's probably one the number two scariest activities in real estate. The number one scariest activity is networking because people just don't. A lot of us cannot just walk up to new people and start talking, which is normal, right? That's not something wrong with it. So I want to see if you have that a problem with people opening the door. What time do you go door knocking?
Like right after 5, like round by 5 when people at home.
Okay, that's a good time. The power hours for door knocking is 4 to 7, 9 to 1 on Saturdays. So how let's say you knocked 50 doors. How many people open the door?
Majority everybody.
How many times have you been cursed out?
Not many.
So
Not
if
not
we put
many.
it to a percentage, would it be less than 5%?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many people actually stand there and actually hold a conversation with you?
Uh, Majority of them. Sometimes I might catch somebody who's doing something. They'll go running like probably cut a pot down or you
Mm,
know
okay.
and come back to the door. 'Cause they during that time they at home, they cooking, they watch TV or something like that. But I don't know. I guess because they not used to people knocking on the door. They willing to talk.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have a problem with the activity. You don't have problems with the people actually opening the door. So this is actually lead generating because we're just casting the net, right? But so we may have a connection. We have a problem with what we're actually saying to them or what we're actually giving them. So when you're knocking on the door, what's your conversation? You don't have to say it word for word, but kind of what is your conversation?
I let them know, even if I ain't in their neighborhood. I like sometimes I like if I came like a day before I think of the street that I was on. I was like, hey, I'm your neighborhood realtor. I stay on so and so street. Um, I'm out letting you know who I am, what I do, and what I offer, and trying to see could I be a service to you. I ask them, do they know anybody? A lot of them say they don't know nobody right off the back. Some of them might call me later. They be like, hey, Tania, I got a friend at work who wanna buy a house, and I gave her your information. I was like, thank you, I really appreciate it. And that's like pretty much my conversation.
So in actuality, your conversation is actually good. So it's something that you're just gonna have to keep up. Did you? I'm gonna send you to Nia, so that we don't tie up the thing. But I'm gonna send you a formula for forming to make sure you're knocking in the right neighborhood. Because if the neighborhood is full of baby boomers, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna move, right? If the neighborhood is filled with young children, then the people may not move. But if it's filled with middle school age children, then people will move because people move for sports. Is sports real heavy in Memphis?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So people move for sports. So when you can look at a neighborhood and check the dynamics, which is a lead generating activity, then you can tell the movement in this neighborhood. And like I was telling you guys yesterday, just take the guesswork out. Find the closest title company to you with the services that will tell you if these people are likely to move or not. They all have systems that you can use to let you know the income, the likelihood of them moving. It gives you their demographics. It gives you a lot of profile information for you to pick the right people to talk to instead of just talking to everybody. So that's literally how we take lead generating activities and actually turn it into prospects. So if I'm trying to define a prospect, I need to really narrow it down to I want to work with families with children in this income bracket, in this industry, who is most likely to buy a house in this price range? How many of you guys have done that? So now I want you to do it. This is the activity we're going to do together. What industry, what age group, what income bracket, what family status, and what price range are you looking for? You should go ahead, Patience.
Um, $320.
Janelle, this is Angel. I have actually sorted out the potential clients that I wanted to work with. Mine, I actually have the millennials and Gen Z, are the group of people that I want to work with. I also joined a networking group of millennials so I can connect with them, business owners and things like that. My my price range will be from 350 and up, um, for the clientele that I'm looking for.
And I saw I've been watching you and I saw your work, and I really commend you for just getting in and connecting. A lot of people go to the Houston Millennial group, but no, I've never seen any of us at the board table with a seat at the table. You walked right on in and got straight to the table. So that is awesome. Um, so what income? So let's talk. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna use you as an example. So I want to work with Gen Zs and I want to work with millennials. So that's between 25 and 35, correct?
Okay. Yes, that's Gen Z.
Okay. And so I want to work with business owners, and you got your price range is $350,000. So where does that exist? Where are the Gen Zs, the millennials who make at least $80,000? What businesses are they in, or what jobs do they have, and where are they?
So,
En-
I've been
engineer,
reading.
teacher.
Um, I've been reading, and a lot of the Gen Zs, they are coming out of engineering or nursing, and I found that
Mm.
a lot of them are looking to buy their first starter home, which it don't have to be 350. Some are looking like 230, between 280, which I am willing to work with that, because once they start working and in the actual field and get that income, of course they'll be looking for a larger home. So that's why I picked them,
No,
so to
that's
speak.
good. No, you did good, right? That's prospecting. That's the work that you need to do. Because once you do that, once you say, hey, I am going to work with the Gen Zs and the millennials, I know that they are in the engineering and the nursing fields, and I want to sell them a house for in the price range of $350,000. Now, do that industry support the income that for a $350,000 house? Do they make at least $90,000 a year? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So the industry is there, the income is there, the status is there. So now I need to figure out exactly where they are, because I don't need to really be talking to a lot of people. All of my marketing, all of my advertising, all of my efforts needs to be going toward that industry and that age group, that profile. It makes it so much easier because now I can spend my money doing that. So I would go to all of the schools that have nursing degrees, right? That are really known for nursing degrees. Like TSU is, what is TSU known for, y'all?
Ooh, I just
Pharmacy
looked
and
up.
law.
Yes, I was gonna say pharmacy and engineer, some type of tech. I know for
Yes.
tissue,
Very good. What's PV known for?
nursing.
Beaton TSU.
TSU. That is true. They are known for engineering and nursing.
Yep.
Yeah. So my marketing, if I were you, Angel, my marketing, my prospecting would be at PV. You're young enough to speak their language. So I will be at PV. I will be at TSU, because those are the schools, right? there are some junior colleges that have straight nursing programs. I would be at the hospitals. If you ever, I mean, I pray y'all don't go hang out at hospitals, but if you're always in at the hospital, you'll notice that they're always having a health fair. They're always got some table sitting out in the hallway doing something. So you should be doing that. You should know where all of the engineering conferences are. Go to the engineering conferences. Go to the nurses conferences. Go to the places that they hang. Go to all of their networking groups. Join their organization. And you say, "Well, I'm not an engineer. How do I join their organization?" Become a sponsor. That's how you join the HOA. Become a sponsor. You do not have to be a part of it. It does not have to be your career, but you can actually go into this industry and be at their events and their conferences as a sponsor. So that's where my marketing dollars are going to be. Now, the activities, once you pick that audience and you prospect them, you begin to send your marketing that way, and you begin to do your online activities and making your phone calls and all of that stuff. That's called lead generating.
How expensive is that? Do you have any idea how expensive that is to market with an HOA? I mean, sponsor.
Yeah, it's not it's expensive. I'm not going to downplay it and say it's cheap. It's something you can do with no money. That's not the case. You definitely have to have money in order to do these activities. Your marketing budget should be 20% of the money that you're going to make. So to find out how much money it's going to cost you to attract the clients that you want, take the so Angel, how many houses do you want to sell?
Well, being that I just got in the business, I really want to close at least three before the end of the year. But next year my goals are, of course, a lot greater. Um, so I
Okay.
want to do three by the end of the year.
All right. So you do three by the end of the year, which means you're going to make $31,000. So if you take 20% of the $31,000, then you need to put about 6,300 of that into I'm sorry, not 6,300. You need to put 4,200 of that into marketing and business. Now that sounds kind of hard, right? But 4,200 of that it could be divided up from your vendors. So if I go out and lead generate for business to business partners, I can take this 4,200 and say I'm going to put 1,200, and then I'm going to bring my vendors to the opportunities that I go out and create, and then they're going to help me pay for it. But to answer your question, Leslie, is it expensive? Yes, it can be.
Okay, thanks. So,
Yeah.
like, what do you think? Like, 10,000 or something to that nature to be a sponsor? It seems that would be expensive.
So yeah, so this is actually a mindset change that we would have to do. Like it's not the cost of it, it's the opportunity, right? Does if I told you that if you came with me and you gave me $500 and I promise you can make $500,000 a year for a life for your lifetime, would you give me the $500?
Oh yeah.
Right? So what you bought from me was not you didn't give me money and you didn't think it was cheap. You bought an opportunity, right? You bought an opportunity to have unlimited dollars for yourself. So when you think of it like that, a sponsor does not grade the amount of money that it takes. They grade the possibility of the opportunity. So if you
Like an
told
investment, pretty much like an investment. You're
very
investing
good,
in it. Okay,
very
and
good,
that's a
right?
chance. Any investment, there's a risk it can pay off. And okay, okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, and don't even look at from that, right? Don't look at it that it's a risk, right? We're the biggest risk we took was becoming real estate agents. We bet on ourselves. That's the biggest risk that you can take, right? Because you're betting on the efforts that you have in your current state. If I gave you an opportunity to come to a table where there will be 100,000 people there, where they will all need your services, is that a risk?
No, no, that's not a risk.
Right. The only way that it would be a risk is if you didn't capacitate the energy, I mean the information and the skill to capture what your goal is, right? If I can put you in a room with $100,000 registered people and I tell you that this opportunity costs $2,000, all you need to know is how many people I need to make my reach my goals and get my $2,000 back, and then you go and do the opportunity. I gave you the opportunity, you expound on it. So I'm saying all of that to say, when we're talking to our vendors, don't think that they're doing us a favor. If you get a proper opportunity together, you're actually doing they're participating. You're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a favor. If I can put any of you guys in front of hundreds of people, if I ask you to give me $500 a piece, you're not doing me a favor. I'm doing you a favor because I'm getting you more people than you would have on your own natural time. So it's a benefit to work with you. But you got to package the opportunity. The opportunity has to be packaged well. So who knows how to package that opportunity? Oh, now you want to talk. Come on.
Can you paint the picture? Cause I don't have a clue.
Yeah. Good. I thought Kamisha was going to talk. She wanted to come up. So, the I'm gonna tell you like an opportunity. So I can either
I
put together. Go ahead, Kamisha.
I absolutely can talk. I'm sorry, I was driving, dropping kids off at work, and I didn't want y'all to hear me fussing at kids in the morning. Anybody have young adults, they know what I'm talking about. But packaging an opportunity looks like several things. Letting a sponsor know how many people that you can bring in front of them. I'm going to have an event next Friday, and at that event, I'm going to have over 200 consumers that need possibly may need either refinance or buy a home. I'm also going to have about 25 agents there with me to assist me in giving them back to school supplies. Within that, I can call Houston Blood Bank and say, Houston Blood Bank, please bring your truck out because I'm going to have 200 students, 200 plus consumers out and 25 agents there. And we need to give back. Can you bring your truck? So now when I present my flyer to my sponsors, I'm saying I'm going to have 200 consumers, 25 agents. I'm going to have the Houston Blood Bank, and I might call Turkey Leg Hut because that's one, my friend, and have the food truck there. Can you come here and give me $500 to $1,000 so I can make sure this event's successful? I'll also put your logo up, have you have a table, and maybe put your name in on my website for 2 months. That's about packaging a deal up for someone.
Very good.
Good
So
job.
very good. So putting people in front of, giving them an opportunity to be in front of a large crowd of people who qualify for their services, right? So we don't just say, hey, everybody come. That's not necessarily the best opportunity. But if we have prospected a certain, like let's use Angels. Angel says, hey, I want to put together an event for millennials, right? When she brings in these certain industries and that we know for sure can afford the product that we're selling, and she pre-sales tickets, and she can say, hey, I have a reservation of 500 people. When I go to my vendors, I'm going to say, hey, this is going to be a room full of engineers. It's engineers and nurses in here. It's 500 people who have registered for this event. In order for you to be able to get a table at this event, it's going to cost you $1,500. These people have great jobs. They have been in the industry long enough. They got rental history. They have all of the components it takes to buy a house. Would you like a table? Any mortgage person you get in front of that knows how to prospect and market, they will take that opportunity. So you say, well, how much does it cost to put an event together like that? Well, you figure it all out by the venue, how much the venue costs, how much your speakers are going to charge you, food, audio, video, all of the components that it's going to take. Sorry, my phone. Hold on. Then you take the time, the cost. You add all of that up, and then you quantify the people that's going to be in the room. Each one of these people that I can get to register, if I can get 500 people to register, we know that 20% of those people are going to bite. So out of the 20%, if um, 10% of them actually do business with you, then this is how much money you could potentially make in this room. When you present it to a person like that, you can find all of your vendors. You're also going to know how many vendors you're going to need. I'm going to need 10 people giving me $1,500 so that everything gets paid for, and the only contribution I have to contribute is is the deposit. That makes sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So all of you guys, this is where we're going. These last couple of days, I've been telling you about where the market is going. This is where the reason we're having this conversation today is because we're getting ready to have holiday time and end of season time. If you know anything about the government or anything about business, you know that businesses are ran on two calendars. Most businesses run it on the government calendar. So who knows the government calendar? What's the dates?
Oh, I don't know the dates.
So, October 1st to September 30th.
Very good. October 1st through September 30th. That's my military man right there. So most government entities, including a lot of the city places and businesses that you use in your business, run October to September 30th. And then some businesses run on the traditional calendar, which is January to December. So, because 90% of businesses run on the government calendar, this is a perfect time for you to be putting your events together. Because if you want to ask them to participate and they have to go to their corporate office to get permission, all companies are giving them marketing dollars when? September.
September.
Because the new year starts for them in October 1st. That's the reason why we do our business planning clinic in October. That's the reason why builders, if you want to get builders to do something for you, they run on a traditional calendar. So right now, you're going to start seeing builders slicing their prices, giving you bonuses. They're going to have a lot less inventory, but if they do have inventory, it's going to be dirt cheap because they need to get those old houses from 2022 off their books because they're going to start paying mortgages on them and they got to pay taxes on them. So they got to get rid of them. So if I wanted a vendor to do business with me, I'm going to get some mortgage people together and I'm going to have a huge event in November and December at a builder because it's going to get paid for by them. And they're going to be more than willing to participate. So that's why we're having this conversation today. We also have holidays coming up. This is the best harvest prospecting season in real estate. We have Labor Day coming. We got back to school first, Labor Day, President's Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. This is where all of the rockstar agents who close deals with people. This is when you should be having your client appreciation parties. The biggest prospecting day, a lead generating day. It's not a prospecting day, but the biggest lead generating day of the year is what day? Anybody know? Halloween.
Easter.
Oh,
It, round about
really?
round about
Halloween is the biggest day because people are out and guess what they're doing? Knocking on doors. They're looking for treats. So people will talk to you on Halloween.
Wow.
So every real estate agent should be out in the streets. We also about to have a neighborhood day out. That's usually in between September and October. So with having all of this information, and having a plan like Angel, you definitely will be able to capture all of the people because you're going to be planting so many seeds that these seeds will guaranteedly pay you January, February, March, and April. Everything you do from August to the end of the year is going to pay you next year. So I encourage you to ask a lot of questions, to have a plan in place, and to be getting your profile of the ideal client together so that you can actually go to these places. Like with Angel, when school starts in August, college goes back after the regular school. So they're getting ready to start doing dorm assignments. They're getting ready to start letting the kids come in. Summer school is out. They're going to start coming in for registration. And would it not be the best thing for you to be on campus during that time?
Yes, I actually, because I'm switching my daughter from PV to TSU this semester. So I've already talked to the counselor at TSU about setting up something, but I'm definitely gonna need a partner. I'm a little intimidated because this is gonna be my first time, so I would rather go in with somebody, and we could work together with doing it. I just don't know who, but that was my goal. I've already talked to the lady, and she was like, "It's a go." I would just need to speak to their head coordinator or something like that, but she did definitely say that I could set up a table and you know prospect uh, students at the school when schools start back.
Well, I'm interested if you're looking for somebody to go with
Baby,
you.
I was just about to say you shouldn't have a hard time because let me tell you something. Um, After you perfect this, then this is when you get the agent say, okay, well, here's the thing, let's split this because that's an opportunity of a lifetime. You have done the work that most people
Yeah,
don't want to do and have not done. A lot
right.
of people will do an event and just show up and be like, okay, here I'm at the event. You did the work, you did the profile, you did the research, and you did the talking. That's an opportunity right there. So that's a benefit to be with you at this moment.
Okay, so yeah, I'm looking for somebody. What help
Yeah.
me?
Right. Now, what y'all need to do is, if Patient's going to partner with you, y'all need to go to Fiverr and find the graduation list or ask the counselor, can you get a copy of the list of seniors who are about to graduate in these two industries? I don't care about all of the other kids. I want all of the engineering, I want all of the nurses. I need their email address for those kids who are about to graduate.
Okay, and I'll start working on that.
Yes. And then I want you to ask those kids when they come up to your table, when y'all have that table, I want you to ask the kids, what intern program are you in? And then I want you to network with the people at the intern program because the people with the intern program, they're going to have relocation. They put some of them put them in housing, some of them put them in extended programs. So you will be able to be on that side of the relocation. You need to find the intern programs. Talk to the kids. They talk too much.
Can I say something, Janelle?
Mhm.
Even if you find one kid in that field, you can ask them how do they professor communicate with them, because if they got a professor that email they work to them or their agenda, you don't need number one kid. All they email is connected. When they send out the work, everybody email is on there.
That is true. That's true. And the list on Fiverr is going to be very cheap. So whichever way y'all get it, I'm just giving you the next level to that. So once you get their information, now it's your job to put them through some type of lead management system that you have. They have Follow Up Boss. They have Five Street. You can just Google them to show you how to take them from interest and they'll incubate them and follow up with them until they turn into clients. But see what these kids do, they think different than we think. We always made the calculated decisions. The kids today, they bet on themselves way more than we do. So if you tell it to them and it makes sense to them, they're going to bite on it.
Yes, and what's that called? Like not an impulse shopper, like the ones that who don't even think about it. If it makes sense to them and they know they can do it, they're gonna go ahead and do it. That's
My
Gen
check.
Z. They are
Yes.
impulse. They are just ready to go.
Yeah, it don't matter if it what it costs. Their mindset is okay. I'm gonna go get it. It makes sense. It's gonna do this. It's gonna help me do this. If you could go in there and teach them how to house hack, teach them, hey, don't buy a house, just buy a duplex and rent out the other side and you can live for free. If you tell them that, they will find the duplex for you. They just need you to sell it to them. That's the difference in the mindset. So a lot of us say, well, they don't have the money. They actually do. They're actually replacing the work field with all of the baby boomers because the baby boomers don't think like they do. It takes them too long to grasp the idea because they have to make calculated decisions. Me too. Gen X. I think I'm an X. Um, we have to make it. We think too long, and so the opportunity is a window. It don't last very long. So I would speak to the people who can buy the product and who thinks fast or thinks like I think. I think it's a very good idea. But if we're on this line today, guys, and we have not done that work, we have not done the profile, the person that I'm looking for, the price range that I want to be in, then we all need to sit down and have a conversation because the time is about to pass us. This winning and this harvesting season is about to pass us by, and we got to get in it. We can't look at it from the outside. So if you need some help with that, it's plain and simple. Just the same thing I just did with Angel, I can do with you. If you got a platform, I can help you build it. So does anyone else have a prospecting client that they're looking at that they want to help?
It's so important. Miss Janelle, I may have missed this part. Do you have something typed up that says on the average all playing fields level, if you make this amount of money per year, this is how much home you can afford?
No, I get it from lenders. So every lender that I talk to, I always ask them right now, what's the price ranges? What's the going on? What's the going right? So Brian told us in order to buy a $400,000 house right now, you have to make 120,000. I think Naisha told me to in order to buy a $350,000 house, you have to make 80,000, and that could be a household or that could be one person. But if you call the lender, they will tell you what's the income. Now, there is going to be some factors in there, right? They may have a high debt to income ratio, which means it might bring down their buying power. But if they make $120,000 and they can normally buy a $400,000 house, and now they have a kind of high debt to income ratio, so they can only buy a $370,000 house, that's still in the neck of your woods. Does it make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will get that information from the lender that I am going to be working with. All right. So I hope did this help you guys today to know at least where if you haven't started, know where to start, the difference between the activities that you need to be doing, and you guys definitely need to be putting a plan together. If you are lost in your plan, that your job is to reach out to me if you really really want to maximize this time right now. This is the time to go. This is not the time to think. This is not the time to plan. This is not the time to say, you know what, next year I'm going to be on it. We do not, if you can tell in the last 2 years, we don't know what's going to happen next year. But we can do something today. So, any questions, ahas, comments that we want to talk about right now? Okay, well, I will see you guys tomorrow. For the agents in the office, make sure you dress up. Make sure you are coming for our etiquette class tomorrow. We will have a lunch and learn next week. We have, what else do we have, Shannon?
We have Smiling Down. It'll start at 9:30 today, and then also tomorrow. And then, like you said, etiquette class. Super excited about that. And then we have some upcoming events next week. We have our charitable event, and then finally, we may have our picnic at the end of the week. So stay tuned. I'll be dropping some lines in your inbox, and also posting on GroupMe and sending out some text messages.
Which are we going to the Houston Food Bank or are we going back to Kids Meals?
This month it'll be Houston Food Bank, and then next month we'll be back at Kids Mills.
Oh, okay. I like Houston Food Bank. Okay. What day is that?
I want to say it is no. Let me just look it up. I will post it in the chat before I hang up the line.
Okay, guys. So I really look forward to working with you guys, helping you guys grow. Let's all take advantage of the next couple of weeks to get ourselves together for this last quarter. Angel, you will close those 3 deals, and we all can close 3 deals by the end of the year if that's what our goal is. If we just put in a little work and direct our activities to things that will give us a high rate of return. So if you don't have any questions or anything, I will see you guys on the app tomorrow, and I'll see the rest of you in the office in a little bit. All right, you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.